Hi everyone, it's Kerry here. Hope you're having a good day. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I had a friend ask me how I store my ephemera. Now, this lady, Deb, hi, how you going, Deb, is new to journaling. She's making a journal for a friend of hers. She's going on holiday over to Canada. Deb has been doing card making for many years and is actually a Stampin' Up lady, and she has started doing, I'm not sure how long she's been doing scrapbooking for, but she's also just thought she'd do a journal for her friend. So she's been asking me for some guidance, and she asked me a question about how I store my ephemera. Now, most of you who've been doing it for a while have all your different ways of storing your ephemera. But I just said to her, rather than trying to explain over the phone what I do, I thought I'd just do a little video quickly to explain how I do mine. And I guess over the last year and a half or 2 years that I've been doing journaling, you sort of, as you go, you develop different ways and you see different ideas, and obviously your storage space or your crafting space changes, and you think, oh, I should do it this way, or I should do it this way. And yeah. So what I do now is probably a bit different to what I did at the beginning, and I probably should go through it all and streamline my storage. But these are the different ways at the moment that I store my ephemera, some of my ephemera, and I won't talk about my desk. That is like a storage of pieces that I'm sort of working on. So I'll start with one of the ways that I first, I'm standing up here, so I'm just turning around trying to grab my stuff because there's so much. So when I first started, I actually had my ephemera stored in these boxes, and it was mainly fussy cutting stuff. So as you can see, I've taken the fussy cuts out of those. So I had them in one of those cube boxes, and they stacked. I've got a lot more over there, but I just couldn't get them. I'd fussy cut the items, so, and then I'd put them in the box that fitted, and I'd label them, and they're all stored like that in the boxes, and then I can just pull out the one that I needed. That's my flower one. And so those are mainly fussy cut from books that I've got from op shops, etc. So those are mainly how I started out fussy cut, doing my storage. One's got a name on both sides. So that was my first way of storing my ephemera when I first started out. Then I found, when I was going through all my stuff that I had, and I think this is how I saw, I think it was Gail Agostinelli or someone had bins with Ziploc bags to store some of her stuff. So I had a lot of like Kaisercraft sets that had, say for example, I hope these are not too close, say that was the Kaisercraft kit set, and I managed to put all the, because I'd bought a few of those, I put all of those in there, and then I thought, oh, I've got these extra travel bits, I'll just chuck them in there. So I know that that's a travel sort of thing, and that's got all those travel, so they've got an opening, and that's got all the travel stuff in it that I need to use. So if I'm looking for something with travel on it, that's in there. And then from, I think, Kmart, I had some of these. I put in the the back there, the designs that are included, and whether I use them on cards or on not that I do much scrapbooking anymore, or if I use them on journals. I've got them in there. They're all in that sort of that style. What else have I got in here? And then these are really old, don't know if I'll, dimensional stickers that I've had for ages, and I just pop them like that in that bin. These are postcards that I've collected, that I found, that I've collected over the years, and I just wrote on the Ziploc bag, postcards. And then in here, I know my big one at the back has got all my Tim Holtz stuff. I'd love to buy more Tim Holtz because I do enjoy it, but I'm very precious about my Tim Holtz because we're a bit broke at the moment, so Tim Holtz is something that I sort of buy when I can, and as I said, I'm very precious about it. There's another lot of Kaiser Craft stuff that I've bought. I think I got that from a friend who was selling all their craft stuff they didn't want, doing a big cleanup. And so I put all, instead of having the little bag that was hard to get into, I put it out like that. So that's all in that bin. I've even got those, when I first tried journaling, my very first thing I actually probably did was I got a whole lot of scraps of cardstock and cut them into smaller pieces and just stamped little bits. And I always forget I have them, but I can use them. So that's the next sort of thing I did. So a bin of bits and pieces. So that was another way of storing it, and I still use that, but I probably will change it. Then my next thing I did, this is now printables, and I do it with other things as well. When I pull apart books, I keep the spine bits and pieces from the innards. I keep those because if I do a really grungy ephemera or journal, I'll put those on somewhere. Haven't really used them yet, but I've got them there in case I want to use them. And then like my printables, I just use these plastic things I get in a packet at Kmart. They're normally the cheapest. I just put on there. I should do it nicer, but I didn't have my machine handy. And then I've got like the printables, and then as I sit down in front of the TV or when I'm watching one of Sue's lives and I can't concentrate on the live and what I'm doing, or I've got no inspiration, I'll just cut out a whole lot of the stuff and have it in there so I can just grab it. And I've got on there the description of what I should have, of what the actual printable is in there. And as you can see, I haven't labeled them all yet, and at the moment I don't have a printer that works, so they're not filling up, but I've got, that's my idea for printables, which I know a lot of ladies do, and they come in really handy. And then I guess the last way and most recent way, probably the hardest work but the most enjoyable way, when I was on retreat and I'd actually watched, there's a few ladies who've done it, and I'll see if I can find the videos where people have done it, and I think Sue was the one whose idea I copied. So I made myself a little ephemera folder, and on retreat I started doing the sewing and things. So it's a printable, and I did it in black and white or grey and white because I thought that way you can actually see the lovely colours of the ephemera inside. So, and I used vellum, so it's just, I don't even know what you call it, it's one of those spines where you alternate with the binding. It's not a sewn binding, and I've just used vellum inside. And then when I got my little packets of ephemera, if I did get the packet, so that was bought online, and I've just kept that in there so I remember what the package looked like. Not that I remember where I got it online. And I've just done different size pockets. I've sewn along the top of the pocket just to keep it a bit stronger, and I've sewn the pockets in, and I had to use my brain a little bit because I was trying to make it so that you could see it. See, it's not the neatest sewing, so I went over everything twice, so it looked like I was supposed to be untidy, which it always is with me. So most of those are just bought online, or I got them in my mystery packs from Sue. And there's some lovely butterflies that Sue gifted me. They are really, really pretty. And she fussy cut them for me, which was absolutely amazing. Thanks, Sue at Paper Inspirations. She enjoys fussy cutting. I don't. There's some more. I'm pretty sure those were from one of Sue's mystery boxes. Those I think were that needs some more stuff put in. Most of these were from the mystery boxes from Sue. So, and it's nice because you can see what you've got. These are more birds that I haven't taken out of the... Oh, I didn't take it out because the paper bag was so pretty. So they can just go in there. So that's just... I must say, I've made like the deeper pockets are a bit tricky. I might put that in there because it's in the bag, because the deeper pockets are hard to get some of the smaller pieces out. So I probably would, if I made it another one, which I think I will, would actually make them all smaller pockets. So the smaller pieces of ephemera are easier to get out. I sometimes use tweezers to get the smaller bits out. And I used for the binding, I used this, it's like, I can't remember, I haven't kept the packaging. It's like linen tape. It's sticky, like it. Sorry, I hope you can see that. It's actually got a sticky backing. You pull the backing off. And what I did was, just to make it a little bit less plain, pull that up. Can you see it? I actually got a whole lot of my botanical. Oops, it's all fallen out. I got my botanical stamps, and I just laid out however long I needed. I worked out how many. I think they're each. I think that's 2 inches. I haven't got an inch mat. I think that's 2 inches wide, and I think I did it 2 by 1 inch. And I just worked out how many I'd need, and I just stamped with a black stays on ink a whole lot of botanical little stamps, and then just chopped it up to make like my own sort of tape, pattern tape in black and white. And that's what I used to bind it with. I've only one other time done this kind of binding. It's kind of fun. I had to concentrate really hard though, because I'm not good with math. And as I said, that one's stretched a bit because I've put a fair bit of stuff in it. So I might have to, might have to empty that into something else, into another pocket, so it's not quite so stretched. Those all need spreading out. So they do stretch a little bit. So you've got to just be a bit careful about how much you put in there. I will put Sue's link below for making one of those. They're fun, but as I said, my brain's not good at math. And then yeah, you just use that printable. I just got nice, but you can see the items in it still nicely. So there's heaps of other ways of storing your ephemera, but those are the ways I store my loose bits anyway. Obviously, oh, and if I have a project that I'm working on, I haven't got one at hand, but if I'm working on a project and I've already got some pieces of ephemera for that particular project, I'll get one of these big boxes. Just show you. This one's really heavy. It's only got paper in it. I'll get one of these big boxes, these type of things, and I'll just cut out the paper, the ephemera. I'll just have the ephemera and the papers and the journal and everything loose in there, and any ribbon or lace or anything that I think would go in that particular journal. I'll just put it all in one container, and so that if I'm going somewhere and I thought, oh, I'll work on that journal, I'll just grab that and it's got everything in it. So oh, that one's heavy. Yeah, so that's what I normally do, and that's all I can think of at the moment. Plus I've got, as I said, a table full of ephemera that's just lying around that needs to be sorted and put away. As most of you know, that's how we work when we journal. Stuff is everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed this video if you watched it. Thanks. If you've got any questions for ideas about things, I will try and make videos for you. Please ask, and if I don't know or can't help, I will point you in the right direction, because there's lots of ladies out there who've got amazing ideas and come up with the most amazing things. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks, take care, and have a lovely day. Bye.